I think it was kind of, I had to follow in my pop's footsteps, you know? He's been surfing since 1960, pretty much every day. And like his thing is he worked a lot, so when he got home, we had to either go to the beach with him or stay behind. My brother started before I did. He started at like 5. And my brother and I grew up looking up to the guys that drove beat up cars and rode like really old surfboards and had crappy wetsuits, no cord, you know? Like really individual compared to everybody else, so.
Do you have like an overall, I mean it sounds corny, but like an overall philosophy to the way that you...
Less is more, you know what I mean? It's especially the same thing with when you surf, you know? Sometimes if you do less when you ride, it kind of looks better than trying to cram a bunch of stuff in, you know? I mean, I try and stay active, you know what I mean? I just want to be able to live I'm not trying to be a millionaire, you know what I mean? I'm pretty happy with where I've got so far, so I just want to be able to pay my bills and fucking surf and cruise, you know?
Mind if I turn this light on? Is it gonna...
No, go ahead. 2 3/8.
That's not bad. I make my own boards, and I got a company that I've been almost 5 years old, and it does good. I mean, we're not like, we don't make a ton of surfboards. We do a lot for the size business that we have, but I don't have any intentions of being like a gigantic corporate board builder, you know what I mean? It's still handmade, you know what I mean? It's not like spit out of a mold or, you know. There's still, somebody has to put a bunch of effort into that, and that's probably what makes it so cool. And building surfboards at the end of the day is a really cool thing. Like, you still look at what you've done when you're all finished, and you're like, oh, that's cool, man. Surfing's still a real, like, individual thing. Pretty intimate.
The Converse Hawaiian Open official event t-shirt.
I'm going on my 15th year of being a professional surfer.
15 years?
15 years.
And how old are you?
28.
So you just picked it up?
Well, I just like, for me, there was no amateur surfing association, so I had to compete in the pro events. And I got a couple opportunities where it was like $400 or whatever, you know. So I just kept the money, you know.
The wave face still hanging onto it and he walks out of it. Joel Tudor had a bobble, but he made it. In white now, Ben's hanging 5, hanging, and hanging 10.
Talk about Hawaii. Hawaii is wonderful, man. This place is kind of hard to beat. I came here when I was 14. I won a surfboard in a raffle at a contest and sold it and got enough money to buy a plane ticket. Then we came here and we bought a Pinto for $100 and stayed across the street at V-Land at my friend's place. It was so different, man. There's so much surf here in the wintertime. It's crazy, you know, compared to California where everything's so limited and never really gets over a certain size. To come here and see it so big, and like, I've been back every year pretty much.
Explain a little bit maybe the feeling that you get before you paddle out on one of those days where it's like insane.
Really big, or well, like here you wake up and for me, I live at the top end, you know, so as I ride my bike, I kind of have an indication as to how much I'm getting myself into. Usually I'll get a look out here, and if it's breaking way outside, it's kind of like, ooh, I'm gonna need a big board today, you know, and then you start riding down, you get the sunset, you get a glimpse of that, and then it's like you can see which way the swell's coming, which direction. And then as you mosey your way down the pipeline, you sort of, your first side of the waves, you know, you're sort of, okay. Here we go. And it's not until you get your first one that you really feel comfortable, you know, paddling out. You usually feel better at getting in the water and seeing it from the water than you do from the beach, because the beach looks way heavier than when you're actually like out there. And then after your first wave, you sort of fall in a groove, you know, unless you have a first wave nightmare and you pack on your first one, which happens a lot.
You're swimming all the way.
Yeah, you're swimming in, you just got blown apart, and like, you gotta like regroup.
Right.
I don't know, I've packed on a skateboard pretty hard, and the pain of skating doesn't compare to the scaring of, you know, almost drowning and eating shit really bad isn't the same, you know? Breaking your arm sucks, I've done it, but having like a, you know, a closeout set at Pipeline, like wash you all the way to the beach is pretty, it makes you aware of your faith in some religion or belief, you know, because you're calling on somebody at some point. It's like an ongoing thing. What, are you coming for shade? Okay, up into the bushes.